Ouchie. Hello. Oh, how's everyone doing? Welcome in. Hi. Good to see so many people in the chat. How are you all feeling today? Hope you're having a good Saturday. Hello. We have quite the interview today. Hello. Thank you for my mods for making it as well. Having a decent Saturday, that's very good news. Hello, hey Beefy, hey Armani, hey BB Phil, hey Michelle, hey Hyped Club. Oh yeah, I usually keep it going like lower. But when the interview starts, I'll definitely turn it off. Hey May, hey Pirate. Are you sick right now? I'm sorry. Hopefully we can give you some entertainment. Maybe we'll even be a little bit educational today because we're gonna be discussing topics that I personally have not really touched on too much, so it'll be very interesting. Hey Katrina! I have a silly question. Who here found me through Lolcow test yesterday? Funny question? I'm very curious to know if some of you have only known about me since yesterday when I went a Lolcow test. That was seriously such a fun episode too. Hey Kathy! I remember, yeah, I recognize some of your names. You didn't? You loved my content before. I appreciate you, Havoc. Thank you so much. You did, yeah. Ah, thank you, Aji. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I had seriously so much fun. Hey, Ruby. We're gonna be talking to another Ruby today, Ruby Dragon. Hi, ladies, man. Hey, Joker. Hey, Elbow. Alright, guys. I don't want to keep you waiting too much longer. I want to go right into the conversation. We only have 2 hours after all. And I heard that Ruby is a talker. So, you know, I only want to mention 2 things before we go in. 2 trigger warnings. We will be discussing topics like addiction, as well as sexual abuse might come up as well. So that is just my trigger warning before we get started, alright? So keep that in mind, please. If any of these subjects are sensitive, just know that we might be discussing them. Alright. Turning off the music. And bringing Ruby in. Let me position myself. Oh, no, not rotating. It's like I don't know my own stuff. Here we go. Hello, hello.
Hello. Hi.
Oh, what happened? What happened? Did you did you leave? Are you back? Oh no. It keeps pushing her out of the channel. Hello?
Join the live.
See. Are you doing that yourself? Oh, I'm not sure. I think she might be doing that herself. I'm not sure. I'll just leave her on the other channel for now. Maybe she has to figure something out on her end. Oh, it's saying you don't have permission. No. Oh yeah, but I dragged you in myself. Hello? I dragged you in myself. That's how I have to do it. Are you okay? Oh, there we go. Now be careful. Don't drag yourself back out.
Hello?
Hi, can you hear me? Okay, perfect.
Hi.
Let me bring you into the scene.
You can hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you okay. Yes.
Yes.
Let me just bring you onto the
Yes.
stream.
Awesome. Awesome. I'm so excited.
There we go. I'm gonna full
Hi.
screen you. Ta-da, ta-da.
Hello, hello. What is up, chat? I was in chat on my phone looking at it. We've got a lot of regulars in chat, some cool cats.
All
Seeing BB
right.
Phillips.
Some of your
Sage's
people.
Twitter is like my favorite right now.
Oh my god, Sage has says all the cool things on Twitter. I agree with that.
I've been reacting to more clips lately, so I really like lean heavily on those channels because it takes so much time to cut clips, you know?
It
So I
does.
love channels that do that and just like,
It is so
congregate it all
helpful
together.
for what we
Yeah.
do, for sure. Let me just position you very beautifully on the screen that I have on the stream for you. There we go. Oh, so pretty! So, Ruby, I don't know you very well. I had to do my research. And please introduce yourself. What should we know about you?
Oh, my name is Ruby, and I have been fairly active on YouTube for the past coming up on a year. I started getting into streaming more, but before
Hmm.
that, I was making video essays, and I'm trying to get more back into that. But it was through the Thorps that I got into IRL streaming, so that's why they've been a big part of that, and kind of like something I can't get rid of at this point, like a flea or something stuck in your blood.
We will definitely
But
talk about that too. Yeah, go ahead.
I've had very unconventional life. I moved out very young, was always very independent, worked in food service, and then I joined a punk band and I played for punk bands all throughout my 20s. I played guitar and drums and bass in various bands. Not good at any of them, but I did play all three.
Every,
Mediocrely,
every time that I
mediocrely.
hear someone say they were in a band, they always tell me, "Oh, but I wasn't good. But I was in a band, but I wasn't good." Everybody says
We gotta
that.
manage expectations, okay? I mean, I like our recording. It's very like raw punk music. I really do like my discography and I am proud of it, but like it's not technically impressive, you know? It's very simple but
Mm,
fast and raw. It's more about like the energy, you know?
okay.
But the pandemic kind of shut that down, and then that's the first time I got into YouTube was around the pandemic, and I was doing video essays, and then I started getting noticed by bigger channels, and was on this great trajectory, getting tons of subs. But unfortunately, I relapsed during that time on fentanyl because I got with an ex who was using, and he had moved in with me, and he started using it, and it was around, and I made a horrible choice to use it. I felt cocky that I could kick it because I had kicked heroin like 8 years prior, but it was very hard.
Can
But
you
I've been
explain
clean
to me
for
these two that you've mentioned so far? Because I wasn't familiar with fentanyl. I had to look it up. Apparently, it's like really strong pain management stuff, and only given to like people who are like almost dying, and Okay, so that's what that is. What was the other one that you mentioned just now that you also got off of?
Well, there was I was addicted to that's what I relapsed on was fentanyl, but I was also using like Xanax, and I've been in and out of the methadone program, but it started like 2 years ago. I quit fentanyl and I had like a really intense spiritual experience. So I got more into like spirituality and like religion and God and, all of that route of things, which I never expected in my life. But yeah, I've been really enjoying being back on YouTube and it's been so much fun, and I get to meet cool people like you. It's like,
Ah.
I love crossing paths with people I wouldn't normally.
It's honestly impressive because you say you've only been doing this for a little bit, and you have gathered quite the following so far. That's very impressive.
Well, I had a couple starts and stops, I had a good start and I was at like 5K and then I stopped for like 3 years. And then I came back and I got like another 5K and this past year has been really good. And it's been, there were some really hard points, but it's broadly been a real positive outlet for me and it helps hold me accountable. Like, I was tempted to maybe like get Bud Light today because sometimes I drink, but I just, generally try to avoid it. And I was just like, well, no, because I need to be sharp for Celebrity Sunday tomorrow. I don't want to be hungover. And it's like, I don't know. It helps keep me in line in a way.
Yeah, yeah. I know you also have a job at the same time, right? Or
Yes, yeah. I work in a used bookstore and it's really a dream job. And I feel just so fortunate. I've been there for about a year. And yeah, it seems like things are, restabilizing my life generally. So that's been very positive.
very good. Do you hope to make full-time money from YouTube, or is that not something that you are ambitious to get?
Um, that would enable me to like improve the quality, do like cooler trips and things like that. I would just put it back into the channel because I've always been very like creatively driven person. Like I played in punk bands, it was never about money. It was almost like anti-money, and I've like eased off of that like extreme side, but I still, for me it's just about being able to afford the time to put into the channel, and to put in good content. But I think my goal, I'm really happy with where I'm at right now, which is like part-time at the bookstore and then part-time with YouTube. I mean, sometimes I'm very active on YouTube and sometimes I'm more at the bookstore. So it kind of
Okay.
switches.
So the Sunday episodes that you have, though, that's like a steady episode that you do every Sunday, right? And then do you do extra throughout the week?
Yeah, so I have my show Celebrity Sunday, and that just covers like other streamers or current events, and we have people call in from the audience and take questions. And like I'm really excited because tomorrow I'm doing a pet segment. So I had all of like people in the my Discord send me pictures of their pets,
Ah,
and I made like a little transition thing, and just really excited for that,
that's such a
because I don't
happy
want to be
moment too.
so negative
Yeah,
always about like drama. I obviously have an affinity for it, but I try to keep some rein.
I understand. I think pets do definitely do bring that positive segment in, and it balances it out a little bit. People, if you end up on it, at least people end up happy at the end of the episode. I'm not sure where you're putting it, but yeah, it's definitely that happy feels. How
Yeah,
many
yeah. No,
pets do
I'm
you
really
have?
excited for that. What's up?
How many pets do you have?
Right now I just have one. I recently adopted a hamster and his
Ah,
name is Cinnamon. He's already more popular than me online, but he also has haters. Ben Thorpe
a
cannot
hamster
stop
has
talking about my
haters?
hamster. Yes. Yes,
Explain
there's clips of it.
whatever has this hamster done to the world that they deserve haters?
Well, but people say
What?
and not to be, like, too explicit, they say his, like, testicles are too big. That's just kind of how hamsters tend to be, but I am taking him to a vet just to be on the safe side.
Okay, okay, I see. I think they're just jealous of the balls. Yeah, they want balls
That's
just
what
as
I think. I think
big.
it's like some ball envy instead of, like, penis envy, it's ball
Yeah,
envy,
for
I don't
sure,
know.
for sure.
Do you
I
have any
love
pets?
that. I do. I have a doggo, and she's very needy. But I usually always
You
have
get a pic
like,
eyes you
oh
can share,
yeah,
my
I
god.
will, I will. Yeah, I
I would
love her
love
so
that, I love
much.
dogs.
I had actually my adult life started when I started living alone. I had two dogs and one cat, and that was a lot. That was a bit overwhelming. I worked at a dog shelter, and I tended to just bring these animals home. I couldn't help it. And
Dude,
so,
I would be the same way. I've always loved animals and I just yeah.
it's so hard. It's so hard. Especially Portugal. I'm not sure how it is over there, but Portugal is it doesn't have the bestest animal protection laws, and so a lot of people abandon dogs with no repercussions, and they do all kinds of things without consequences, and it's awful, awful, awful. So the
It's
worst
very
cases end up in these
heartbreaking.
shelters. Yeah, it's awful.
Well, all you can do is like, with my hamster, like he was being rehomed, and I thought it was odd that a hamster was being rehomed, so I impulsively did get him. I'd been wanting a small pet for a while, but I did impulsively get him, and I got him I spent like literally $500 on this little thing, getting him like this huge setup and all these like toys and treats and like, his ball and a playpen, and I'm feeling the pinch now from that. I'm like, shit, fuck, I did kind of go pretty hard on Cinnamon.
I mean, you wanted to make this animal the happiest possible, and especially because this animal doesn't go outside, you want to make it as happy and comfortable inside. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly. So what's your backstory? Because I don't know that much about you either. If you have like a short little bio, how did you get into,
So
YouTubing and
So I was mostly always a gaming creator. So I was always playing games and streaming at the same time, and that started on Twitch. I was also a partner on Mixer briefly, but that got shut down. And then I came back over to Twitch. It's gaming, and I've never been a very big creator. And I have these projects, right? I'm a person that can't stand still, so I always have to do new things. And my newest
yeah.
one is the drama, the YouTube drama.
I mean, I think it's interesting in a way that people don't see at face value because you're looking at social dynamics, we're commenting on it, and through that we express our values. We say we're okay with this, we're not okay with that, like, and we can hash that out in a real way when you like talk about drama. But people are also very reckless with it, and I don't know. At this point, I almost like negative attention, and I don't get that much of it anymore. But at the beginning, when the Thorps were after me, I had a smaller audience, and it was pretty hard for a time period, But that
Yeah,
was ages ago at this point.
I've definitely had that happen too with this. I really thought it was not going to be that big of a deal. I thought I was going to do, one episode on Saturdays with Becky, and I thought it wasn't going to mess too much with what I had going on, but it ended up really doing that anyway because, I invited all
True.
these new people into the Discord, and I keep having messages every day from people saying, "Oh, how can you associate yourself with Keemstar?" And I'm like, I'm not even associating myself with this person. I just
Ooh,
accepted a call, and then I made a joke on this on the Twitter saying that I was besties with Keemstar. It was just a joke. I was not being serious. But like all these people are
people
like
are
like
so annoying about
panicking.
that.
They're
Dude,
panicking.
that's so fucked. And like I hate Keemstar more than anyone and like report badly on him like constantly. I think that's fucked up. I think it's really fucked up when people try to micromanage who you talk to, and they
Mm,
act like just because you talk to someone means you sign off on everything they've said and done. You're not
yeah,
signing a contract with them. Like, just
yeah.
people, I don't know. That annoys me a lot.
You initially were trying to get on the Lolcow Universe too, right? What interests you
Yeah,
in
back
being part of
before it
that?
was the Lolcow Universe.
Yeah.
It was just Lolcow Queens, and that didn't even
Oh,
exist yet. I would have never had interest in participating the way it turned out, very like because I
okay.
prefer, building people up, not tearing them down. I'm not into the sadism so much.
So if there was a
And that
spot for
became
you
like
now,
a
you wouldn't take it.
no, no,
Okay.
absolutely not. Absolutely not. I find Keemstar to be extremely unethical. I think they exploit mentally ill and desperate, vulnerable people, and
Yeah.
they ruin lives left and right. Glammy's kids were taken away, and she was fired while groveling at Keem's feet. And I've just observed a lot of fucked up things, and I was banished pretty early. This was like in February. So Lockout Queens was in its first few weeks. I would still call in as like a side character, so I was welcome in the universe. Um, so I called in a couple times, and then I had links on my show, and I knew Keem was gonna ban me for that. It was against the rules, but I also knew I don't want rules like that. Like
Yeah.
but that really triggers me actually. So
Yeah.
it happened, and yeah, I've been reporting on it and given my perspective as someone who was somewhat in that universe, very active in the Discord for a while. So
Yeah. I actually have your audition. Would you mind if we check it out together?
dude, go for it. It's so bad. Oh my god.
Okay, I'm gonna go and prepare it. No need to hide. It's okay. Oh
Dude,
man.
I dude, between the technical issues and I was drinking because I was nervous oh my god. It could not, like, have gone worse, but I think I was spared, and I did get a nice boost from it, so, and I've,
Yeah.
made a lot of content about it since, so I can't say it's all negative.
Exactly, exactly. I mean, that's how I feel about the BBU situation now too, right?
Mhm.
Cause I thought I was entering something that ended up being something else, and the person,
Yeah,
and so yeah, and I
and she
feel
has the
happy with the
audacity
boost.
to come at you for saying yes to interviews.
I know,
That triggers me too. That
I
fucking
know.
triggers me too. It's so disingenuous, it's so projecting, like, she fucked you over. God forbid you make the best out of a bad situation. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
people are hounding you for interviews. You're not like running around trying to find any, like, that's just not what's happening. She's just wrong.
exactly. Yeah, I mean, I'm finally in a space, in a position where people want to talk to me for. It's not even because of me. Imagine, it's because of her call during my stream. I mean, sure, okay, maybe people like me think I'm talented to a certain degree, but like, it's mostly because of her call. She freaking called me in this live, and everyone saw it, and now everyone wants to talk to me because of it. It wasn't even
Well,
me.
also, I was impressed by how you handled a very difficult situation. Like, she put you in a bad situation. You got fucked over. You were lied to, and you don't even know where the lies begin and what's true. Like, everything's confused now, and she has the audacity to blame everyone but herself when she knows she's the one who betrayed. But to come at you is just like literally
I
insane.
was trying to be very understanding, right? Because how do you feel about the whole public humiliation that they made her go through? Like that, I did not like that. Like, no matter my opinion about Becky now because of what me and her went through and the things that I've heard and she's told me, like she genuinely did. I don't think anyone deserves that. That whole prank
Mhm.
and the public humiliation, all the shows talking about her, mocking her, laughing at her, like that was hard to see. What do you think?
I I mean, I just when this all was happening, I did feel just like somewhat personally betrayed because was being a vocal supporter under a false pretense. And I had defended Becky many times during the LCU, because I saw her talent and I related to some things with her, like genuinely. And we always had like positive interactions. So to find out like I was so excited that she left the LCU and she was not getting like, fucked in this weirdo situation with Keemstar anymore. And the fact that she went back to Keem in like 2 weeks and then blamed everyone else, took no accountability. It was hard to feel bad for her, but I would never do what Keem did to her. It was extreme. He didn't need to do that. And knowing that she struggles already, like with her mental health, um, he's playing dangerous games by just being so retaliatory. Like, okay, like, you feel fucked over by someone, you don't really have to do all that, like
Yeah, yeah. That's how I felt too.
well,
It
I mean, I'm
felt too
glad it's
extreme.
exposed the truth too.
Yeah, if that hadn't happened, I think, yeah, I would be still there, and maybe Savage would still be there, and some other things would be more hidden. So yeah, I think so. Yeah, in that way, I am glad that things are out in the open as much as possible. Yeah.
And I think you have, like, a personality that if you're consistent, like, you can take that little, movement from that situation, or actually a decent sized movement, like, from that situation, and people will start following you for your personality. A lot of people are curious about VTubers. It is, like,
Yeah.
one of the fastest growing genres. I know people laugh at it, but it's like, I don't know, that's what the data says, so
What do you think about VTubers? Were you familiar with them before you saw me?
I was familiar with them as a concept, like, I'm really into K-pop, and there's
Ah, yeah.
a band called, I forget their fucking name, but they're all, like,
Okay.
cartoons, and they're moving in a VTuber direction with some music, so I'm just, like, lightly familiar with it, and then I, like, looked into it, and I remember being really surprised by how popular it was and how it was on a really fast upward trajectory too.
Yeah, for sure. And the technology keeps getting better and better and better. And there's not just models that look like mine. Some are like really realistic, right? Some people would not even be able to tell if it was real or not, right? So yeah, it's moving up fast.
Yeah,
Are you ready for
spooky.
your audition? Hmm? You're ready?
As ready as it can be.
Cool, let's
Looking
go.
at the docket, when Ruby gets back in here, you got to ask her about her history with the Thorps, by the way. Apparently it goes deep and dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is something that happens all the time too, by the way. As soon as someone mentions Ruby Spacek, oh, yeah, Grace Thorp, the Thorps.
Well,
First
yeah,
thing-
we've had this public battle for it goes back a year now. It's been ridiculous. Yeah.
Do you want me to share the screen with you so that you see it at the same time as me? That's probably the best way to do
I can
it.
watch it. I can mute and watch on my phone. I don't know. I'm so tech
No.
stupid.
No worries, I got you. I got you. There you go. So I shared the stream. You can see it that way. That way we're watching it at the same time. You see it?
Oh, awesome.
Okay, good. Let's go.
Or just to
I
air that
click it?
out. Trying her one more time. Ruby, you there with us? There you go. We can see you.
You see it?
Oops. Wait, really? Yeah.
Yes, we can
Okay,
see
cool.
you. Just leave it.
Oh God. Hello.
Look at
I'm
my
calling in.
hair.
I'm so sorry. I'm on my phone and I'm literally at my job, which is a bookstore. But I'm here to steal Grace's job. I think I was born for this, and I've been here my whole life. What
So
the fuck?
apparently you have a long history with the Thorps. Is that true?
I unfortunately do. I came back to streaming after a brief hiatus to focus on relapsing, and when I came back, unfortunately, I chose the Thorps as my first IRL collab, and I did kind of become a little part of the incest cult for like a couple months until I realized how psychotic.
The incest cults. Can you explain?
Truly, 100%. I've been observing Ben and interacting with the Thorps for a year now. Thousands of hours of footage showing that Ben is a severely mentally ill narcissist, and he really did want to have a cult-like situation, and he runs his family as a cult, and he runs Grace like she is Manson family level brainwashed. And I'm just saying that I would stand on that. I would say that under sworn testimony. I 100% believe that to be true. And her audience, she pulled her own audience once when we were fighting. I said, ask your own audience. And 84% of them agreed with me. So it's just like this weird, the fact that anyone denies it is kind of weird at this point.
So do you think that most people that watch Grace are there for like the chaos and the weirdness and not so much for thinking that she is talented?
Well, it's a mix though, because Grace is talented. Ben is funny.
Right.
They are these terrible people, but they are, people have described it as like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Shamu actually made that comparison, even put the
Okay.
music layover. And they really are like characters from that. So, to keep 100, yeah, they absolutely were talented. There's a reason people get sucked in, but you get sucked in enough to let your guard down, and that's when, you get skewered.
That makes 100% sense. Yeah, I get it. Let's see.
Chaotic and abusive it is, and it's a horrific situation. They are horror cows, and I'm glad you fired her, and I'm ready to take the position.
Amazing. But what if you're a double?
Horror cows. I like that. I've actually not heard that definition before. Okay, so there's lol cows for the laughs, and then there's horror cows for the the more dark
Like a
side of things.
psychological horror movie.
Yeah.
Especially because
Oh.
Ben is so sadistic, and they're so evil to everyone, like, it's like nothing I've ever seen before, honestly.
Is there an aspect of it that also spills to the community, by the way? Like, is there an abusive relationship with the community itself too, do you feel like?
Their community is mostly just like kind of freaks, and there's actually some cool people from their audience. It's a mix. So, but they're cruel to everyone. They, gleefully will dox details on chatters, use full names. Like,
I see.
they really don't give a fuck. They're psychopaths.
Okay. So people should really be warned when being part of that community, just to enjoy the dark side of things and the psychological side of things, but not get too involved, because that could be the dangerous part. Okay.
Yeah, don't give any details that could be, used against you or docs. Don't trust them. They'll ask you, to tell you their darkest things, and then they'll use it against you. And like Ben tried this on me. He did like an 8-hour berating session to try to break me down one day. And then the next day they showed up at my house unannounced to lecture me on social skills. And then I stormed off, and that was like the end of our collaboration.
I have some clips coming where that's coming. Yeah. I got some clips. We'll be
Agent.
discussing that.
Not a chance. Not a chance.
Wait, are you the girl
Not
that
dude?
are you
Grace
with
is my arch enemy, and she made it that way. I tried to be the bitch's friend. I gave her a free place to stay. I almost pulled her the fuck out of that rape mobile RV they drive around in. It was a fucking nightmare.
Wait,
You
Just
know?
a question.
Sorry for the girl.
I remember something like this. Are you the girl that Ben did something to inappropriately?
No, that's my friend Ava the G, who has been documenting the Thorps
Shout out.
bad behavior for a while.
Oh yeah, she's grabbed her
But
hair.
I just went to Vegas to hang out with Ava the G, and we have our own little anti-Thorp.
Oh
community.
yeah, you guys made the exposed video that Becky used to.
Oh yeah, that was Ava. She did that. I can't take any credit.
Were
for
you
that,
on
but
it,
she
though?
Did that. I stopped covering the Thorps because it's psychotic, but they cover me all the time.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So what is the incest rape cult? Like, can you elaborate on that?
So Ben is a psychotic narcissist with bipolar disorder who would like to start a incest sex cult where he can
Is it diagnosed, by the way?
Yeah.
Is bipolar disorder is
He used to-
diagnosed?
He's openly said that he used to have bipolar, but Grace cured it by like sleeping next to her every night or something. I don't know what. It's all insane.
Wow. That's interesting. That there's a lot to discuss there. Holy crap. I can see where your
Yeah.
interest comes from.
Yeah, and then the fact that they, showed up at my house and job and
yeah.
slandered my family and slandered my brother who passed away and said they would go and piss on his grave and just been really wretched people.
Okay.
And I did ignore them for a while pretty effectively, and that's when they started escalating. So now I've been kind of covering them back, but I don't know. It's just always crazy. It's just a new rock bottom each time.
Yeah. Let's see.
manipulate young women and have access to them and convince them to have incest with their fathers. It's called the daddy pill. I know it sounds so psychotic that it can't be real, but it is.
See,
So did you have these
Oh, inappropriate for my
conversations
job.
with Ben, and he was
Cam
being
Dog, I'm so
serious?
sorry. Cam Dog's watching, my boss. I'm so sorry.
all right. We'll bring you back later. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I'm off work at 8, so I can have a computer set up. I do own that somewhat. And
Somewhat.
yeah, I'm ready to rock whenever.
All right. You'll be the last person we have on. So like 8:15, something like that. We'll bring you in.
I'll be like just getting home around 8:15, but I can turn around.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, they
Alright.
hated that I had a job. They thought that was like the craziest thing ever. Like,
Well, yeah, I mean the perfect host for the Lolcow Universe is someone that is home all the time, and they have this crazy personality that they can't keep a job, and it goes.
basically.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Now I have the
Yeah,
Axel. When you
Oh,
come
no,
back,
it keeps
yeah, it keeps going.
I was gonna say it gets worse.
It gets
a lot worse.
Oh, does it now?
Oh,
Okay,
it gets so much
here we
worse.
go.
Wrong opinion that I have. Well, in my city, they recently shut down all the local music spaces, so I decided to run for office as mayor of New Haven and to ban.
Excuse me, you did
No,
that?
dude, they asked. I just whatever I just said there, like they were just like be entertaining and say something wild on the spot, and
oh,
I
I
came up
hate
with
that.
the lamest thing. It was a total non thing.
Okay,
But I was like on the
gotcha.
spot, and I just was like saying stuff because I was in front of 5,000 people. And
I
drunk
don't
and
like. Have you
scared.
seen the more recent tryouts that they did on Lolcow Live? It's the same sort of
And
thing.
they all
just
hated
put-
me. Look at those faces. These are not happy faces.
I don't
Wings
think they ever
looking
have
away.
happy faces. No,
Shivani
Ruby, come on
wants to
now.
cry. Keem is just disappointed. Boogie is regretting saying that I was funny earlier. And Tina knows that she's going to want to torment me forever.
Ruby, you know it's not you, right? They always look like that. Come on now, that's not
Oh,
you. Oh. What? I stopped hearing.
accident.
Oh, what? Oh, now I hear you. Okay.
Sorry.
So yeah, I don't think that's you. They always have those faces on. It's not you, Ruby.
Music to double down on what this disgusting city is doing to its local artists.
Oh wow. The
I'm
fight,
celibate
the
because
fight is in
I
her.
sold my soul to God.
Dude,
So I'm
okay,
actually
okay.
celibate for the time being until someone hot comes along. So that's my game.
Okay, great. Super duper.
All right.
There she is.
I'm a Becky fan. I've loved her
Oh,
art.
Becky.
I found her to be extremely
should
fucking
See, I
amazing.
wasn't
Shut
early
the fuck up,
fan.
or do you just keep yapping about nonsense?
I just keep yapping. Unlike you, just sitting in the corner like a fucking loser like you did at lunch. Very entertaining, but I didn't like how you stopped linking.
And
Oh
then,
my
and then
God.
they sort of force you to do
So
that too,
dark.
right? Because they force you to
They
like
were, like,
badmouth
egging
each
on me as-
other. Yeah, you can't be nice.
Like,
you can't...
so it's like, that's what they wanted. But then they, like, shame you for doing it. But I
Yeah.
should have. I'm ashamed. I apologize to me and Zay. We're fine, and I apologize. I'm sure because I said something about self harm that was just too far. And uh,
Yeah. I gotcha.
in the back, I was a link stan, and
Also, I was watching Becky when I was reviewing these clips, and she sounds so different back then when she started on. Oh, she seems so nice. She's always smiley. It's not confrontational at all. Like a whole different Becky.
it's different. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
She literally went above and fucking beyond for you on this show. She was giving up her job at the end after you burned yourself. And I found it to be very fucked up how you just came and attacked her after that. Why the fuck did you do that?
You hear us. If you can hear us,
but also, someone just mentioned in the chat that she was also a lot skinnier. Listen, what anyone goes through in the LCU, right? I can understand anybody starts going to food for comfort, all right? I do not blame her.
I thought her weight was going down. I feel like she almost looks skinnier now. I'm not good at identifying these things. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but if it is the case, like someone said in the chat, I feel like it's perfectly normal for them to have gained weight during the LCU because holy crap, that stuff is stressful. All right, you gotta.
Yes, dude. That's why I was like drinking, and it made it so much worse.
Oh man.
point. Oh, she's obviously can't hear us now.
Oh, she's smashing
we
the
go. She-
equipment.
Yeah, she's throwing equipment right now.
Wow, bravo, ladies. Bravo. The show is yours. Oh my god. I will just stop. Obviously, they've got this.
Grace, are you lost? Are you lost, Grace?
No, she can't work a camera either. She's kind of a retarded.
Yeah,
cunt.
look at her.
Oh,
Little hot on the berries here. And you
He's-
what you
He
doing
lost
here?
who's been
Yeah, you got
You can't interact. You can't interact.
You got
There's just too much.
Yeah,
you
Attention
Yeah.
I had to hide myself. All right, let's see.
Oh my god.
and
That is too
then
funny.
you crashed out because you weren't accepted in there. Is it okay to put this
I
video
know-
in here?
yeah, you could play that. But
Yeah?
I was misrepresented. I said something that was highly offensive, and then I said it was an obvious joke after in the next breath, but obviously it was clipped to me just saying, like, I'm gonna relapse and write Keem's name on the baggie. Really an unhinged joke. And that's why I immediately said I'm totally joking, but it was scandalous, and in a way, I guess it promoted me, but it was. I wish I hadn't said that. Like,
Yeah, well, I don't know. That they foster that sort of environment where the unhinged stuff does come out, and I don't.
that was all me. That
well-
was just me. Like I have that in me already to be unhinged, and like I was also going down a methadone at the time and being like dealing with the Thorps being insane to me, and then my brother moved out, and my bills doubled, and I just had all these crazy things going on. So I was just like crashing out all over the place. So, but it is what it is. You just have to
And it
come
is
back and try to be
content.
better each day.
Exactly. Like in these situations, what I feel like a lot of people would have done is, for example, delete the video. Delete the video of the crash out because you're embarrassed or whatever, right? And you own it. You leave it there and you own it. I think that is the best way to do it because you're not the only one having crash outs out there. All the people feel the same sort of emotions, right? It's absolutely fine to own it. 100%.
Yeah, and a lot of my channel is just being open about my journey, recovering from my addiction. And part of that is being erratic emotionally and embarrassing yourself and
Yeah.
saying things you don't mean and, just trying to relearn how to get a grip on yourself, without relying on drugs or other things to like mask issues. So
100%.
I try to be as honest as possible.
Yeah. And you just mentioned that. I'm not sure. Anytime you feel uncomfortable answering, please just let me know. But
I'm literally, it's everything, nothing's off limits.
So you mentioned just now that there's a certain help that the drugs give you, right? To be more free, to be more unhinged, to be more another version of yourself, right?
I'm more unhinged without the drugs.
Oh, okay.
That's why I use downers. This is me in the process of being on less drugs. So as I'm going down on methadone, which I was at 120, here I jumped down to 90. I'm at like 40 now. But I've been clean from all hard drugs except, well, there's weed and Bud Light, but I'm naturally very manic. So that's a lot of people misinterpret that.
Okay, I see.
But I use downers. I use downers to act normal, honestly.
Gotcha. What is this? Is there a way to naturally get that high that you would get from the drugs in
Oh,
other
yeah.
ways? Like, a lot of people say exercise, obviously, but what would you say people can go to?
I mean, just feeling I've had so many benefits just in being able to feel again, having like what my soul back. I feel there's a lot of beauty in like coming back to life and you enjoy everything. It's still like very new and you appreciate everything because you had lost, that what it feels like to really connect to someone, or to laugh at, like, or whatever out in the world that's normal people do, or to be able to just be proud of yourself and like proud of where you're at and where you're going, what you're doing, and know that your family's proud. It's, I don't know, I'm rambling.
You lose that connection with society and people around you when you lose. You feel, yeah, you're like in your own little world when you do these things, right? Like drugs, or you lose that connection with other people, and
Yeah,
obviously,
it worked all the time. It
yeah.
did fentanyl worked just all the time to get more money for drugs. It was just a, like a hamster on a wheel.
All right, let's see your crash out. Get ready.
Read me so wrong. Keem is not very perceptive, and he's losing the fuck out. Or I am, and I'm gonna crash out. I don't give a fuck. I'm here to crash out. I have my own fucking show already. I'm doing fine. I'm on the up and up. And if he wants to lose out, what I could have brought to the show, which I fully believe I could have, that's his prerogative. But he read me incorrect.
Yeah, he
Like,
called me fake when I was
entirely
like trying to be
incorrect.
real. I talked about my addiction too. There, like I was the only person who like gave any kind of vulnerability during the audition. So it did hurt that he called me fake as the reason not getting in. I was just like, what? So that fucked with my head and I crashed out.
Yeah, I understand. So they said you were fake when you were being the realist version of yourself. Is it like you were trying to be very transparent
I
and
mean,
honest?
during the like, fighting and whatever, but at certain point I was talking to Wings and we were kind of connecting on like that issue and he seemed somewhat knowledgeable and instantly Keem was like, this is boring and like I don't know.
Oh,
But
yeah.
it's whatever. It was just a total learning experience and I try to be more careful with my words now.
Do you think that over on the LCU they don't want people who go through things like when they talk about mental illness? It's just like it's a reason to I don't know. Like, why do they not like these conversations, these deeper conversations? You think?
I don't know because the
'Cause I don't
audience
see it
also
happen
was
too
kind of
much.
responding to it. I think Keem just like he thinks entertainment always has to be screaming, yelling,
Right.
fighting, and what Lolcow Queens became was not something I would want to be a part of. I would never want to do scripted content because that goes against,
Yeah.
authenticity being the leading thing on my channel, and my only guiding principle is trying to be honest online. So it would like just defy the whole point in the end. I thought it was gonna be a podcast talking about female Lolcows, so I don't know. It worked out in the end.
Yeah. I think that aspect of using mental illness, like you said, as entertainment value, but at the same time not using that platform to also be educational. That does rub me the wrong way. Like only using it for the negative and not really helping anyone getting out of that situation. Actually profiting from it and keeping it
And
going for as long
actually
as you can.
he lies to people all the time to fuck with their heads. To be like, oh, so and so saying this, blah 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 was saying this, oh, blah, blah, blah. And and it, I don't know. He's weird. He's weirdly weird. That.
I'm actually like really hurt. I was like, I don't know. I was trying and I don't know what the fuck the issue is. He's just so fucking wrong. Look at my whole channel. Like, that's like the worst insult someone could say to me. Because it's like the opposite. So dramatic. But his show is just about being a fake fucking idiot, so. It's probably shit deal.
Okay.
I'm already doing fine on my channel. I just got a nice boost from the show too, so thank you, Keem, for that.
There you go.
I'm sorry I'm crashing out. No, I'm not gonna yell at Weird Star and drop N-bombs. Like, holy shit. I thought, like, I had a shot at it, so I don't know. But anyway, everyone had major doubts about it and was telling me not to do it, but I don't know. I just thought it could be something. I don't know. Like, I was really open, too. I
was still new to streaming, too, at this point, so
like,
I was, I don't know, so much more affected by,
Yeah.
hate comments or negative reactions. And it was at the time I was having maybe like 40 people in my chat around that time. So being in front of 5,000 people and feeling, like very insulted and humiliated by it, it fucked with my head. And yeah, I did crash out.
100%. And you are good for actually putting it on video, because most people would not do that, I think this is good to look back to, don't you think? Even though it's a little bit like I would have had, but like I think it's good.
He would have that reaction to it. I was being completely genuine. Like, I was trying to be a bitch and like hype that up. Of course, that's the fucking show. Of course I'm gonna try to do that. That is the job description. Is it not? You fucking died. And I don't want to be mean. What? So I can just be someone who hangs around and backstage and maybe comes on? No, I'm out. I'm out.
I'm out.
Rock.
I'm out. They don't appreciate me. I'm out.
Oh my god.
So
these are amazing clips. I had never seen these. Are these up on Gamers? Oh
yes, he did the whole work last night. Holy crap.
Are you kidding?
He went out of his way.
Because I've been wanting to see it compiled. There's some like in a Naptown documentary, but there's a lot. I just seeing it put together is
it's great stuff. He did a great job last night. I was like being bombarded with some bad stuff last night, and I couldn't do the research the way that I wanted, and he just went out of his way to like help me get all these clips together. He did a great job. Thank you so much, Gamers Asylum. You were great. He's amazing. Not only is he like he's a manager, an editor, he's now a docket team. Holy crap.
Dude, that's perfect. I mean, yeah. If I wasn't such a control freak, I would totally want that too. But I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to like outsource at some point.
The thing is,
that's
right?
Smart, though, because it's a lot. It's a lot to get.
It is a lot, and you have to find the right people that you can trust. Because I am the same way. I have to do everything myself so that I have full control, so that I know what I'm seeing at the end of the day, right? But if you trust someone that, like for example, Gamers Asylum, he knows exactly what I'm looking for, and he gets it. He gets it,
Dude,
and then
yeah, you need someone who gets like what you want to see, and because everyone wants or enjoys different things out of a stream, so him being able to like understand what you want is super important.
Yeah, and it's possible, and help is really needed sometimes if you're dealing with everything on your own, planning all the content on your own. If you can find someone, even who's willing to hear you out and help you out, give them a chance. Yeah, definitely consider that, Ruby. Definitely necessary.
I have my moderators and people who like tip me off to things and like help, with chat. So I don't want to, act like I have no help at all. They do help with that stuff, but I usually do the docket, or I just like wing it sometimes. It depends.
Yeah. I think it's important it depends. I like planning streams like this. I think it's really good content to make an interview that you have like planned and researched, but other days you just want to have a topic and discuss that freely for a few hours, and sometimes there's just so much there that you really didn't need to plan it. You just wing it. Yeah
Exactly.
Okay, so this next clip is about Becky wanting you in the BBU. So you're gonna tell me what happened there? Did she approach you first? Did you say something?
Well, we had always been on friendly terms, and it seemed like it would be like a natural fit. I could see that, but the thing is, I absolutely don't want to work for anyone, like I'm just not interested in that. And I like being able to control my schedule, and I already have a job, so I'm quite busy, and she would be taking half. So, and it's already a big cut from YouTube, and I didn't want to do any kind of shilling or begging or that kind of vibe. So, there's a couple things that made me hesitate, but I'm glad I did hesitate because
How far did the talks go?
What I thought it was. What's up?
How far did the talks go to get you on?
Just her asking me if I was interested, and I just sent her a letter back being like, I'm fully support the BBU, and I would be open to some kind of collaboration, like interviews or like IRL or something like that, but I just wasn't interested in like signing any contracts or committing or working underneath anyone as my own,
I didn't feel that way when I talked to her because I was able to do those episodes on my own, for example, so I had no control over my content. There was obviously a conversation about the split, but other than that, there wasn't that much control. And obviously, she did see me apparently as a boss the whole time. That's not how I saw it. I saw it as a partnership.
Mhm.
But obviously, she had a hold of the money, so at the end of the day, yeah, there's that boss employee sort of situation. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It to me it looked like it went to her head, and I don't know. I also my creative process, like, not to sound like really corny or like woo woo, but it's just kind of an energy I get that I feel compelled, to make something, or to create something or to speak on something. And I just usually go by that and I follow my interests. A lot of my interests also aren't family friendly necessarily. It's, some darker subjects. I talk to people from all different walks of life, and I don't want to be limited in who I can talk to based on a brand. Like, I had JF Gripey on my show, and he's someone who, a lot of people think might be responsible for killing his wife. And that was controversial. So, yeah, it was just stuff like that I would have concerns about. But yeah, so there wasn't, I was open to collaboration, but not like signing on, basically.
And
But
was
it was just
there?
like one message from her, and then I sent back, and she said like, "Okay, we'll talk." And I
Okay.
talked to Roxy actually about doing an IRL, but then there wasn't a follow-up. Oh, and also being on Celebrity Sunday, she was gonna come on, but I don't know. Then that didn't end up coming to fruition.
Okay, so it didn't go very far. You guys didn't, for example, talk money or anything, a split, for example, nothing like that. What got mentioned? Okay, okay, so it didn't go very far. This is a clip where she expresses interest in
And Ruby, if you're
you being
interested,
part
you
of
might
it.
be able to come too. The only stuff I'm concerned with that is just proximity to the Thorps and their audience, because their viewers can be troublesome. And I
Valid
don't know how
concern.
many of their viewers watch you, but Ruby, if you think you might be
That was a concern for my interview today too. A lot of people were
Yeah.
like, "Oh my God, be careful! You shouldn't do that because But the thing is, when people tell me not to do something, I just want to do it so much more.
Me too, and it sucks. I don't think I'm similar to the Thorps. I have a very different life path and life story and thing I want to do online. So it sucks, they were my first YouTube collaboration, and so that intertwined us, and then, them constantly escalating, and, it became like a mutual fixation. But I forgot where I was going with that. Oh, but
Yeah,
yeah, it sucks that the audience thing, but I think like, if you go to my Discord, it's pretty squeaky clean. I got rid of most of her weird people,
mhm.
but there is still that element because they fuck with anyone.
Right,
They've gone after people for talking to me. They've
right.
harassed people for coming on my show. They've even talked about calling my methadone clinic to like get me kicked out. Like, they're very sick people.
I think I saw a short where you mentioned they contacted a doctor of yours and everything. So they went
Well,
pretty
she just encouraged her audience to by
okay.
well, I clipped the bit of it, but yeah, it was fucked.
Yeah, I gotcha. The going IRL is definitely scary. It definitely is. Yeah, if you could only
Yeah.
keep all the talks and the drama online, then that's one thing. But actually bringing it to your life, your everyday life, where you have to go outside the house and go to the doctors and go to your boss and everything, and they're messing with
Yeah.
that is
They chased
scary.
me to my job, literally. Like, they pulled up to my
Yeah.
house when I told them I'd call the cops, and then I ran to my job because I had to be at work, and then they went and looking for my job at bookstores downtown, yelling my name out the window.
Mm, gosh.
And they
Gosh.
videotape all of it. They'll deny it. It's all on video. Literally all on video. You can look at I have a video called Ben and Grace Are Stalking Me, and it has a lot of clips compiled in it that are very shocking.
Yeah.
interested at all. I know you didn't even say anything, but if you think you might be, we should talk. We all love Ruby here, Shy. I have always loved Ruby's energy. And back when she came around into the LCU, everybody hated me. And Ruby was the one person I saw who had a bit of a name who actually stood up for me a little. And I always remember stuff like that. So, and I especially noticed that, wow, she was willing to stick her neck out when everybody was hating on me, which also meant she was an independent thinker, which I also like. Ruby, we appreciate you. I've always thought you were a Spitfire, Ruby, and I hope we can somehow bring you in on this because I fucking love you. I've always loved you. Ruby, you actually remind me a lot of my mom, even your hair for some reason. I don't know why, but it does.
Oh.
Okay, so the
So that was
And
that.
Ruby, if you're interested, you might
And
be.
that's exactly why I felt super betrayed because it made me question everything. Seeing how she lied and was manipulating people made me question things I defended her on the past. And that just makes me look stupid, So it's like what she did affected people in ways she's not realizing, and people have a valid reason it's not bullying, to be upset and speak on it.
Are you saying that specifically her decision to go back to the LCU?
Yes,
You
after
feel
explicitly making her whole brand being the anti-LCO.
well, the way that I saw it at some point when I decided to join in was that the viewers and everyone were able to go to the BBU, the LCU. We
Yeah.
shared audiences. There was no competition necessarily. There was no hate towards each other. That's how she presented it, and she also presented it the fact that she had open communication with Keem and Mike and Tina. They have a group conversation. That is, yes, she said that, right? She said that
She mentioned group conversation. She didn't say that Mike was literally writing the script and she was going to go back into a contract with Keemstar. But when I say like the anti-LCU, I don't mean that like they wanted to shit on it, because I know they didn't really want to do that. And
Yeah.
it came on so strong. It was doing great. I was excited for the BBU,
Yeah.
and I thought that it was
Yeah.
doing really well. I was really happy with the team. And I thought it was going to be like, yeah, healthy competition, and
Yeah.
alternative that doesn't do things the way they do things.
Yeah.
And after all the things they, like Becky did mess up things, but they had really messed up things to her, and it's a mess.
But tell me why you felt so betrayed though when she went back, because I always had a different way of looking at it, right? Because she is a business person. She wants to be an entertainer. She wants to grow her audience as much as possible. So when she explained
I
to her
watched
audience
her
that, yeah, go ahead.
to like continue to like degrade herself, for Keemstar, and she had spoken about how she never wants to run a business the way he does, exploiting people, and she seemed very, very firm to me, that she was not going to work with him ever again. I'm pretty sure she literally promised that she will never work with him again. So having open, communication, that's very different than Mike doing show notes, which she immediately lied about. And then this whole thing blowing up, and she lied every step of the way. And if she had taken accountability right away, I would have a very different reaction. But
So
it's just, she's just handled it so poorly. And I feel stupid for sticking my neck out and defending her. I really do.
are you under the impression that those show notes were real then? Because the leaked show notes from Twiggy or whatever about Queen Supreme, you feel like Mike was still involved in a way in scripting some aspect of Queen Supreme?
I am confused by the show notes, because Twiggy came out and said that they were fake. Like, it's very confusing because they do leaks and stuff on purpose to
exactly.
like mess with people.
Yeah.
And it would have been a good way to fuck with the BBU by being like, look, she's still working with
Yeah,
Mike.
exactly. Yeah. That's how I
So
saw
I didn't know what to believe with that, but it was very odd that that came out, and then she's all of a sudden working with Keemstar, and it made it seem like, well, I don't know. It just I just felt very bamboozled and caught off guard by the whole thing. And then not
go
paying
ahead.
Savage and Roxy,
Oh, yeah.
is she paying you, by the way?
We'll find out September 1st. She set up the payment method with me, and it's set for September 1st, but I don't know, man, because obviously when she did her show after finding out that I was doing an interview with Roxy, and then she found out on her stream that I was going on Lolcow test yesterday, and she didn't feel too good about that, and she sort of hinted at the possibility that I wouldn't get paid either. So, at that point,
Yeah,
I don't
she's
know
gonna
anymore.
hold it over you. It's like not say bad
Yeah.
things about her, even though you've been fair as fuck to her, like beyond fair to her. And like
Right.
you see
Yeah.
the positive qualities. I don't want to be black and white. She has positive qualities. She has talent. She carried Lolcow Queens, and I saw that, and I was excited to see her not as a character, but all of a sudden it seemed like maybe she is actually this Becky, Lolcow Queens character who's manipulative. It just fucked with my head a lot.
The way that I saw it when she did decide to go back was that it was just a decision for entertainment and growth, and I did not see it as a betrayal at the time. As a fan and a viewer, and as well, even working with her, my first instinct was not to say, oh, you betrayed your fans, you betrayed your fellow hosts. That was not my instinct, because I saw where she was coming from, because she did start out as an entertainer this phase of everything, right?
It'd be different if she hadn't promised that she would never go back there and left dramatically and
Okay.
said it was because they mocked her dead uncle,
Okay,
and said that they were disgusting. So
but that's
I feel like she did promise it, but I know
perhaps for you it wasn't a selling point. I, I know that Keem wanted me to relapse for content. There's really dark, dark, dark aspects of that universe that I saw,
Right.
and I took it very seriously that she wasn't working there and she wasn't collaborating, or but it's just the honesty factor for me. I don't really have shade. Like Miss Hayes, I'd been talking about doing an IRL with. She lives nearby to me. I saw she's been, back in the LCU, and I just don't really care. I'm not anyone who's on their grind trying to like get
Yeah.
ahead. I get that, and even though I had a negative experience, I did get some boost in my subs
Yeah.
from being on that show. So it's all it's all like nuanced as fuck, but I don't know.
I
I
feel
think,
like we can't
yeah,
hold
maybe for you it wasn't. You have no ill feelings maybe to LCU. I have very ill feelings
Right,
to them.
right.
So I think maybe that's the difference. Yeah.
I guess that I understand that, but like people, well, she was really mad when she left the LCU, right? And she was sort of selling that story too, like we're gonna go, we're the competing network, we're gonna do so good, and she was saying that she would never go back, also because those were her feelings at the time, right? But those things change. I feel like,
Yeah.
especially with time, people's initial anger sort of fades, right? And
Well,
so,
I think
yeah,
if she'd been forthcoming instead of us finding out and then like, it put her in a vulnerable position for Keem to do what he did, which I don't approve of that, but it really did change my perception of Becky. And it sucks because I had a somewhat positive perception and now it's I don't know, she's not someone who I would want to collaborate with at this
yeah,
point.
yeah. Would you not even like have her on for an interview at some point? Like, it could always be
Oh, I'd have her on
interesting.
for an
Right.
interview, but yeah, I would absolutely. I don't think she would. But Becky, if you'd like
You
to
never
have
know.
an interview or stream and talk about everything, like I am entirely open to that. There is a path back on. Like generally give people like infinite chances. If I think someone's being honest, forthcoming, and changing how their behavior, like I'll look over a lot. I don't
Yeah,
really
me
stay
too.
mad for too long about that stuff,
That's how I
So
am too. Yeah, I get it. Yeah,
I
cause
just wish she'd been honest from the jump. Like that would have been, even though it would have sucked and I would have felt somewhat betrayed by her going back to Keem,
yeah,
if she hadn't like lied about it and been so,
yeah,
I don't
like
know.
saying that she hadn't talked to Mike until that day, for example. That we know it's not true. Like there was definitely talks about you guys doing stuff together. So saying that there was nothing there is just, we know it's not true. And that would have
Yeah.
been, if you are honest and transparent, those things are just so much easier to accept than the manipulation and the lying, for sure. 100%, I agree with you there.
Yeah, but I still, I want her to do well as a person. I don't want
Yeah,
anything like bad to happen to her,
yeah,
and just because this is all very negative right now and I'm, saying negative things doesn't mean that I don't remember all the positive qualities and her talent and things she brings to the table. I just wish, that things had gone differently. But if sh I think she could, get her some of her audience back if she really did
yeah,
come clean on everything and just took full accountability.
yeah.
And I know it's hard, and
It
I
is.
know she
Yeah.
feels it too. It's just yeah.
Yeah, it is hard. It is hard to be in a position where she's at right now, and have to do that to gain some of her audience back. I don't think she realizes that maybe that if she were entirely, if she stripped all this negativity and this toxicity and just said, okay, you're right, I did this a certain way that I'm not proud of, and I'll try not to do that again because I made a mistake. That would
Yeah.
really resonate with so many people. I feel
Dude, that
like
melts me like butter.
exactly. Me
After
too.
that, I cannot. I cease to no matter what, even when it's bad.
Exactly.
Like you know, I'm really. I'm because I fucked up many, many,
Yeah.
many
Exactly.
times.
We all have.
We're
Yeah.
like I literally been a mess all over the place. So I'm not really one to hold people to a crazy high standard, but it's just a mess. But I hope that she goes back and just approaches things maybe differently. But I'm open to speaking with her if she was interested in that too. So.
Yeah, yeah, we'll see how she moves forward. I don't think the way that she did it this week is the way forward. Just completely ignoring everything that happened and just going with the positivity just feels so weird.
Yeah, and gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not working. And
Maybe it
even she
will.
noticed that.
Maybe it will for the
Maybe.
people that
I
are
mean,
still
there's
there.
some
Yeah.
people. She
Yeah.
still has a bigger audience than me, or like a
Exactly.
lot
Yeah.
of
Right.
people. And
Yeah.
she was just making an insane amount of money. Like what she
Yeah.
was making and wanting per stream is like what I make per week streaming.
Yeah, that really triggered me too. Of course, it's a weird subject to talk about money, right? Because every content creator can put a number on the screen as a goal, and no one can really judge that because it's just their option, and sometimes they'll make it. So I'm nobody to say that, but at the same time, I did feel a bit off with that goal. Yeah, like putting up 100 to 500 for an everyday sort of situation until the weekend, like 5 days. You're gonna stream 5 days. You expect 500 every single day. It's a lot of money
For 2-hour
for
show.
2-hour shows. Yes. Yeah.
2-hour show on a network that's just coming up. Like you
Yeah.
gotta, I don't know, but she was making that money, but I felt like it was squeezing just like a few individuals a lot,
Yeah.
and they didn't like that squeeze.
Yeah. It did feel that way. If I was a big donator, I would probably feel that way too. Like, okay, you need it. Yeah. It's rough.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure to put on the audience,
What
but
is
I
your
don't
opinion
support her financial
about?
preferences.
Yeah, well, so one theory that people have is that I think it was Keemstar and some of the Lolcow Live people said that maybe she does have money problems, and that's why she's keeping the Roxy Savage and everything money so that she can survive for a while longer.
She mentioned it getting deposited to an old bank account that was overdrawn. Whether or not that's true or not, like she'd mentioned this early on. She was like, all the payment got sent to an account, so I got none of that $8,000. It was sent to an overdrawn account, but I'm gonna pay them anyway. She
Well,
said that like pretty early on before everyone was fired.
Okay, so I actually missed that entirely. I did hear a little bit about it. So you're saying that at some point after the BBU started, that she tried to do a payout from YouTube, and it went to an old account that she had linked to her YouTube, and she lost $8,000.
Yep.
And the $8,000 was earned from the shows with Roxy, I'm guessing, at the time, right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Holy crap. Well, that's a lot of money.
Exactly. And it's like I can almost believe it because this was an inactive channel for a long time. She could have
Yeah.
I've literally had that happen to me, especially when I was having more money problems. I had my bank account like was shut down, from being overdrafted, but sometimes I'd accidentally send something there and it would just be, back in the bank and get me maybe to zero. But yeah,
Yeah, that
I
is a
don't
lot
know
of
what's
money.
true or not,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, we're not guys in the chat. We're not giving any opinions on this. It's just what we heard, and we're putting those theories out there because we don't know. We can't know. Ruby can't know. I can't know. Nobody can know really. But Becky, right? What actually really happened, and what her thoughts are behind not paying Roxy and Savage. It feels off that she would say, I love paying people. Oh man, it really triggered me when she said, I love paying people. It's my favorite thing in the world, more than cake and sushi and bread. I love paying people, right? And then the next sentence, I'm choosing not to pay Roxy, choosing not to pay Savage because of fraud, right? False pretenses or whatever. Yeah, it's wild.
oh, it's so bad. She needs if she's having money issues, that's the other thing. If this were me in that situation, the way out that I would go is I would set up like a payment plan. I would just go 100% honest, bite the bullet, and just disclose everything. Just it is what it is. It's better for you to disclose it than for it to be found out. And and just like the lying about it, that makes it a lot worse. And
Yeah.
like if she lost the money that way, own it instead of saying that two people who worked with you are frauds, because that's also
Right.
you're going after reputations at the same
Yeah.
time.
It's a weird path to take, and it's hurtful. It's very hurtful to those who put so many hours into that channel. Oh, can you imagine? Like they were going live every single day during the week for 2 hours and doing all these plans, and Roxy was doing all these IRLs and paying for the IRL equipment, and all of a sudden not getting paid for all that work. It's just it's
Wild.
it really hurts. It's very painful to say something like that. How can
Yeah.
you? How dare you, right? How dare you
Yeah.
like not pay people who have put so much time into your channel? And then just even if you have beef, even if you're hurt with their actions, like whatever it may be, choosing not to pay someone, like messing with their livelihood, it goes too far, too far.
Yeah, and it's not a small amount of money.
It is not.
It's a decent chunk. Let me just turn my light on. It's
Yeah, yeah. Her check definitely didn't go to a different account, like she said, because she wanted to pay everyone ahead of payment. She did say a few times here and there that she would go as far as prepaying people before YouTube paid her. But I don't think that actually ever happened because, you know, if the money's not there, then how are you gonna do it? And it's not happening because I'm not being paid early. She had mentioned it to me as well before. It was a selling point for her. She said that if I wanted to join the BBU, if we were going to be honest and open and whatever, and I'm going to work hard, then I deserve to get paid early. So she did say that, and I appreciated that, right? But I don't think that ever happened, not to anyone who worked with her, as far as I know, except for Thick Gemini. You gotta pay that fund.
Yeah, and I think that kind of interesting too, that immediately as the scandal broke out and everyone was quitting or getting fired, she gave, you know, $500 to Thick Gemini, and like all of a sudden Thick Gemini started sweeping like crazy for her. Like there's no anti-Becky anything, like no valid questions were being kicked out too, and like it was crazy. I mean, I'm banned from the Discord, you know?
Yeah, that happened to me too, super fast after the that stream that I did on my own. It was just banned, poof, and then she says, "Path, we should oh god, I always forget what she said, but go different
I
directions."
can't
Yeah,
believe that. Like
part
I
ways.
can't believe how she treated you during that. Like you had every right to like respond to the situation she caused, the
Right,
scandal she caused, answer
right,
questions to the best of your ability because she's in hiding. You're feeling the heat, you know? It's like
yeah,
I just can't believe that she acts like that's a betrayal that you're on your own channel when that was also a big selling point, you know, it was you're allowed to be on your own channel. Wasn't
yeah,
that part of the deal? And now all of a sudden, if it's like even as a hint of anti-Becky, it's gotta be shut down. Like we
yeah.
have to ask permission first.
Any discussion around Becky was just you know, it had to be terminated right away. Like it was not allowed, and that is just so insane, right? Because people are having these conversations wherever they want, and if they're doing it
Yeah,
in my
exactly.
chat, I had the chance to actually say no, that didn't happen that way. You know, I was
Yeah.
gonna be that person for her and say no, that's I don't think maybe you should think of it differently, right? I was
You
gonna be
were,
that.
yeah, you were being
Yeah,
so fair. You were acknowledging what happened, like, but also like, you know, being like, you know, this is a little weird, but like you weren't totally fair to her. So that's why I found it especially bizarre how she went in on you, because like I've gone in hard on her, so I'd expect that energy, but like you didn't go in on her. So it's like, I don't know, it blew my mind.
oh man. And she puts me on blast. Yeah. Oh well. I don't know. I always try to be the calm one because then they are the ones exposing themselves, right? They are the one that are going crazy on someone who's remaining calm, right? And at the end of the day, that says more about them. So that's what I choose to do. Did you know iVixey's a guy? Oh yeah, did you see that?
Uh, dude, okay, I saw that on X and I was like, but then I learned pretty quickly that it was a prank because I would be like, oh, what? Like that would be wild. That was a really funny idea though for like a prank.
It was great. It was so much fun to do because Yo Mama was so sure that I was a dude, right? Before I came on. So I was like, yeah, let's do this. Let's do this.
So, how did you even do that? Exactly. You just video edited something to glitch
Exactly.
like in?
I can do
That's so
it right
funny.
now.
Ah! Oh my god! That is too fucking funny. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, and I saw Becky reposted it too, being like, "What?" Like,
I love
but
that
she's
Becky
like, "Oh, I
actually
got
reacted to that. She was like, what the fuck? She was the bad all along. That's right.
that was crazy."
Ah, that was just so much fun. Do you still watch a lot of the Lolcow stuff? Because it's something that intrigues you, right?
Yeah, I've been intrigued. I find Keemstar to be the biggest lolcow of all of them,
Oh,
honestly,
tell
and
me
he is
more.
entertaining. Like, and I do watch mostly because I find it to be, I don't know, like a weird messed up situation that's broadly going unchecked. You know, so I keep an eye on it. But sometimes it's hard to watch. You know, some of the
Mm,
episodes are just like boring, or
yeah.
it's just not good content. You know, I'm more interested in like the underlying dynamics of it all. You
Yeah.
know.
You know what I always
Uh,
think is the better idea when it comes to the, well, of course, Keemstar would never listen to this, but I think they do too many shows. I think doing a show
Dude,
every single day is just too much. People can't come up with content for all that time. Like every single day is too much. If they had like one episode per week or something, or 2 or 3, even 3, right? They could plan better. They could bring people on. They could reach out. They could make clips. I am like insane. They never clip their own content. They're not pushing their own
dude,
content out there. It's just so wild. That is just like one of the
yeah,
rules, one of the
no
like main
effort.
rules. Yeah, it's just going live and that's it. And it, honestly, listen, it works for them. All right, it works for them, but it is all the time. It's very boring for the
I'm
audience. Yeah, what do you
We'll
think?
see how it goes, but they've
Yeah.
been like in a somewhat downward trajectory. Honestly, this Becky drama did reinvigorate the LCU and helped their numbers a bit, but there's really only and even the main show, they
Ouchie.
just don't put effort into it. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's like a creator, we notice that stuff because we know what goes into making a show and making a good show or a bad show or whatever. Like, and yeah, it's like there's no effort at all. They just think they're hot shit and they can just show up and like that, you know,
That's the
people
thing
will
too.
just
They have to
eat up whatever
inject
they pay for it.
these things into the content every once in a while. Like for example, the thing that just happened with Becky. Otherwise, they have nothing to talk about. You know, and all of a sudden, all the shows are talking about they have a common enemy, and you know, oh man,
Yep,
and
yeah,
every
he controlled who was allowed to talk to who. So they just became super isolated and weird and irrelevant. Like, so it seems like he's switching that up, allowing like people, you know, hosts to like talk to other people. It seems like more open, and even he's calling into shows and like, I don't
yeah,
know. That seems a little different than how he normally does things. So,
yeah, we'll see.
that's probably their only hope because just being like so controlling of everyone, and he also banned a lot of his top donors, and he was just cocky about it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
And people also mention one big thing that the LCU chooses to do that, you know, triggers people is the e-begging, right? And I'm guessing you have a big opinion about that too, is that every single show has to make a certain mark, otherwise, you know, you're not worth it. So you have to put
Dude,
these big goals up. It's a lot of pressure. I don't get it myself. I've never made content like that, right? I've been a content creator for 10 years now, and I've never made content like that. You can have a goal, obviously, yeah, that can happen, but every single day, if you don't meet those marks, it's just crazy.
pressure, begging, like it's insane to do because they're not putting on a good show and then like sprinkling in some like, you know, calls to action. They're putting in zero effort. The entire show is asking for money to do something stupid and humiliating. And then probably not even doing that. And they do this over and over. And the people pay, but the numbers broadly, you know, at least in viewership, were going down steadily. And we'll see if they can bring it back up. But they just made so many bad moves. And the e-bagging is insane, especially for the smaller shows. They're putting a huge amount of like just ridiculous pressure. You know, these channels have like 5,000 subs. They're not going to be getting these crazy dono goals. Like,
Right, right. Hmm. I think I don't understand it. And then of course I didn't like how when Becky started the BBU, she sort of put that same same system into her new network, right? Like the constant goals and having to meet them, and that put pressure on her and on Roxy and on Savage. Like I don't think they should have adopted that new system because now it's putting pressure on the whole network to make those goals every single day.
yeah, like if you're launching a network, your number one thing should be like really, really investing in getting a good product, good content. That you're putting your name out there. This is your universe doing this. You put out the good product and then like ask if anyone wants to donate to support the show, you know, and keep
Yeah.
elevating as money comes in, put it back into the project. I mean, you could tell who's in it for money and who's in it because they're creative or just like, you know, interacting with people. And yeah, the eBay, oh my God. And it's sad that Becky, you know, did it that same way, but she was good at getting money.
That's the thing too, right? That's how she learned. That's what she learned to do. So I 100% understand that she would put that same system in place in her network, because that's what she learned to do, and she did it well, and it also worked for her in the BBU when she started it up. It's just, yeah, I would not do that. It triggers me a little bit, but at the same time, I respect it because it does work, right?
Yeah, I mean, I also wouldn't do that. Like, you know, I came up in the punk scene. It's not very like money oriented. Selling out is like super frowned upon.
Yeah.
It's never been a very money oriented person. I like to just feel like I can live comfortably, and that's it. You know, like I'm not really that picky about it. So I personally would never, like, I believe in trying to do good content, and the money comes when I do that.
Yeah.
The money evens out, you know, like if I'm consistent and put in the hours, I might have one show that makes nothing
Yeah.
for 4 hours, even though I felt like it was good content, whatever. The next show, you know, it makes $400. Like, it's so like that, and you just have to let it be natural. I never, ever, ever want my fans to feel squeezed for
Yeah.
money. No.
Like, if
Like,
you
I just don't want that.
if you don't support me today, I will be homeless tomorrow. That is just such a crazy thing to put on your audience. It's
Yeah, and it's
a
like, that's
lot.
why I have a job too, you know, so that I
Yeah.
don't have to do that or like feel that crazy pressure. It takes some of that pressure off. And it, you know, it generally just works out in the end, you know, because people want to support a project they believe in, you
Yeah.
know, and content they enjoy. Because I know I do the same thing for other creators that I enjoy.
Oh yes, God, and if you guys donate, you will save my spaceship. Please save my spaceship. A lot of fuel costs go into it, okay? No, it's just crazy. All right, so I would like to revisit the Grace Thorp topic, if that's okay. I have a few more clips that we can go through. Let
Let's
me
go.
show you. Cause you know, you embrace it. I can tell, like, the whole association
Yeah,
that people have. You know.
yeah. I used to fight it more, and I was annoyed by it, and I'm just like, it is what it is, and I can't argue for someone to see me differently. I just have to behave differently if I want that result. I'm not, you know, so it's just like if I'm being hyper fixated on them, I just roll with it at this point, you know. But they
Yeah.
do a lot to get my attention.
Yeah, and I mean, if that's what people are interested too, and you have a good take on things, and people appreciate your opinion on it, then you know that's okay to embrace it too. I feel like, because you have an inside view on things, and people want to know more. And it is a very
Yeah,
curious
exactly.
situation. I'll give you that. Like,
It
they're
really is, and I to get to know them for, you know, a couple months, and initially I believed their lies. They told me that, you know, the incest and abuse stuff was troll. I just thought they were mentally ill and made bad jokes, and that Ben was evil. I thought Grace could be saved. You know, I wanted to be a friend to her because she had no one else, and I sensed that, and I wanted to be a safe place for her to go. And she started opening up to it, and that's when Ben torched the relationship, and it just went really badly.
every single person that I talk to about Grace Thorp and the Thorps is that Grace is talented, and she has a lot going for her if she were to break that tie. Every
Yep.
single person says that.
Everyone says that,
Yeah.
but she's just not willing to for some reason. I mean,
It's hard. Do
she's
you
been
think it'll ever
brainwashed
happen?
heavily.
You think it'll ever happen?
I hope so, but I'm not banking on it because it's just gone so depraved and sick for so long, and yeah, I don't know. It's just such an unusual situation.
Yeah. Is there any point where Ben admits and realizes this influence that he has that is negative? Has there been a hint to that? Oh
He
yeah,
bragged
okay.
about it.
Oh, he's bragged
Yeah, and
about
she
it.
said openly that, you know, in general, he has so much control over her that she would kill if he wanted her to, or kill herself.
Holy crap.
So it's scary, and that's why I filed a restraining order at a point, but it didn't go through.
Oh, here we go, guys. The Grace Thorp situation.
Sensitive when I allow people to show up at my fucking house and come into my
But now
home.
you're weaponizing the fact that
And then
you let us in.
bitch
Like,
me
give me a
out
break.
for hours.
I let you into my RV. I would never say, like, I let you into my RV. Who fucking cares? Like, a person has the same. What am I supposed to do? Like, walk on eggshells around you because I'm in your apartment?
What was the rude? Like, what? I think it's
gone over. I'm not doing a struggle session. I know that's your guys' thing.
This is something I want to discuss. Struggle sessions. Please explain. What are struggle sessions?
So, I mean, the word is traditionally used for for communist like re-education camp. So you would like basically be with someone and like interact with them until you adopt their view or something. But it it's a term I started using for these highly intense, like prying conversations that they have with each other, going over like, like, oh, this is your daddy issues and this is this, and like just struggling. It's a power struggle kind of conversation. Like it's just yeah, basically
So
that.
is it like when you have a fight with someone and then later you calm down and you go through every single detail of that fight and why you said this and why you said that and just analyzing everything and psychologically? Would that be a
Yeah,
little bit of
something
a
like that, but like still high emotion, but like more restrained. It's hard to explain fully.
Okay. That's interesting.
But I'm just not. So I'm not doing a struggle session. This is fucking gay.
Yeah, you guys don't need to do a struggle section. This is what I'm saying. Is
Yeah,
maybe
I'm
make a
not Grace,
point
dude. I'm not
about-
gonna sit there for
Everyone
that.
sees it. If you want to join me in reality, Grace, anytime. Show up. Keep punching her, by the way. That's a cute black guy the other day.
A black eye. Explain. What was that?
So there was a morning
now
where
you're-
I was up really early. It was around like 6 or 7 a.m. And I was actually streaming randomly enough. And I was going out for a walk. And Grace was on my porch, sitting kind of low down. And her face looked like greenish, bluish. And there was like a reddish like mark on her eye. She had obviously just been struck in the face. Most certainly. So I ended the stream immediately because I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then we were walking and I was like, what happened to your face? Are you okay? And before we could even, well, she denied anything. She just, it was like, that, there's nothing there.
Right.
And then Ben came and they had been fighting. And she admitted later that he was rough with her that morning. And he's also admitted that he physically corrected her that morning. In
Okay.
other words, he beat the shit out of her as he's done on video. It anyone who doubts that, I don't even know what to say at this point.
I gotcha. And so this was that episode that you mentioned where they stopped by, right? Was it?
Yes,
were they
this was Ben
unannounced?
like berated me and like was trying to like break me down for 7 hours. And it didn't work. And then they left and came back the next morning unannounced to have a struggle session about my social skills. Like it's all just such a mind fuck because they're the ones who don't have social skills.
What were they trying to correct in this case? Like, how did they? Where were they coming from with that?
Well, they were, convinced all my problems are daddy issues, and that's why I think Ben is abusive to Grace. Because even though I was with them, I was always open that I thought that their relationship was not okay.
Yeah.
I was always very clear about that, but I tried to toe a line because Grace was so attached to him. If you go too hard against him, she freaks out, and then he'll go in on you for hours and hours and hours and hours. So it's like it was a hard line to toe, and I just couldn't do it anymore because that was the week. And I've been texting a lot of people, so it's like well documented that I didn't know what to do. I saw that she had been beat up, and the situation was way beyond what I thought I was getting into. I was in over my head, basically. So I was texting people about that, and uh, and then this happened like within that week, and everything just came out, and I still didn't want to believe the incest part at that point. But then I looked more into the court documents and the brother's testimony, and then just knowing them and yeah, I fully believe it now.
Okay. What is Ben's opinion on the daddy issues, for example? That seems very interesting that he keeps mentioning that, right?
Well, he says that to anyone who doesn't like Ben has daddy issues. Is his thing.
Oh, so anyone who doesn't like Ben has daddy issues.
Yes.
And how does he suggest you deal with that?
I don't know, probably by doing weird sex stuff and calling him daddy and sucking daddy's dick. Like they are so strange. They also tried heavily to like manipulate me with money, and they had a very reductive view of me as an addict. They felt fundamentally like they were superior people and
Right.
could treat me however I want, and I was like had the audacity to like respond negatively. Um, and ever since then, they've been for a long time. They would restream every single stream I did, and they just kept escalating, going in on me, and then they went in on my family. They went in on like some personal tragedies that my family's been through. They were just very cruel. They, lied about my mom, and now they're threatening to sue me, which is funny because when this was happening back earlier in the year, my mom was extremely concerned, and we have lawyers who had started building a defamation case on them. But I said it wasn't worth going through because they're worth shit. Their word doesn't mean shit, and they'll just want to use it for content.
Right.
So I talked them out of it. But as soon as I told my mom, I was like, hey, just like Ben's super manic and they're filing lawsuits, like, and they said I'm next. Probably not anything, but just heads up. And she said, "Oh, okay. Well, I will absolutely be prompting a countersuit and we'll be getting the best lawyers. And yeah, it's a wash. It's cooked."
All of these threats to sue, did they ever turn into anything, like with you or with anyone else that they have an issue with?
Normally it's just threats, and they've been
Yeah,
threatening to sue everyone and anyone
exactly.
for years. But they've been escalating in threats. They did file a lawsuit against Destiny. They actually went through with the filing. So, and they said I'm next, and they said that they're going to file a suit, and I will respond accordingly with, full force.
Can you explain this Destiny thing just a little bit? Because I'm unfamiliar.
Destiny rough. So it's already they were known and played into the incest thing. It was just known.
Okay.
Any interview they had was about it. Like
Yeah.
that existed before Destiny interacted with them.
Yeah.
And at one point, he's like, "Stop fucking your dad." And at another point, he says something to Ben about raping and brainwashing Grace. So the Thorps are saying that he defamed them
Okay. Okay.
because he acknowledged reality.
So that's where they're coming from. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
it's a total money grab and delusion, and Ben is in a very, very weird manic state right now.
the money thing, is that a consistent issue for them? Because I'm guessing they live not in luxury, right?
Yeah, their money situation is weird because they did steal hundreds of thousands of dollars from the other kids and the mother of the family's money. They just basically ran off with it, but they burned through it. And like the first day, like I hung out with them, we went to Walmart because we were staying in like some motel for a few days, and we were getting food and the bill and like a ton of other stuff, and the bill was like $300. And they tried their card and it was declined. And like I took a risk, and I was not having a lot of money at the time. I really only had like maybe $400 to my name, but I, paid for it because some of it was for me too. And they said they would pay me back, and they did pay me back for that. But they do have consistent financial issues due to Ben manically spending all of their money on junk.
Okay. What kind of junk? What is his habit?
Like stuff at Best Buy, like different gadgets that just get lost or broken. And
Okay.
they I don't know, they have a ton of stuff just in storage. It's kind of hoardery.
Okay.
I don't know, they're very mentally ill.
Do they consistently still stream on their channels? Because that's their main
They've been
source of income, right?
streaming
If I
Yeah,
understand.
so they're broke and like ridiculous right now, but not really streaming that much. And then they announced this lawsuit, and they've been streaming about that, but that was like one of the first. They had not been consistent, not really.
Okay. I see the pattern. I am going to show a clip where you confront Grace about this incest situation.
To this, maybe we can resolve this really quickly.
Yes, we can. So, did you ever see any sexual contact between you and your father? No, I did not. Can I speculate that they're fucking? Yes, I can. Do I think you guys have a romantic relationship? Yes. But I don't care about any of the shit you said about me. It's rude. That's why
100% stand on that.
So at this point, of course, we're in the future now, but in this point, you had not seen anything between them, but you had this feeling that something was going on. There were hints to it.
Well, they slept in the same bed, and there was
Right.
uncomfortable contact, like in that way. And the way they interact is like a romantic couple, and they get jealous of each other. And Ben was jealous that I slept in the same bed with Grace. They have all this weird stuff. You see, that's their real brother commenting. Like the whole family has disowned them for this stuff.
What real brother commenting? Oh, okay, yeah. I'm not coming
and that
on.
right there.
I'm not coming on again. But if you have more of a chance of seeing me in the future, if you like, it's great. Okay, yeah.
It's incredibly rude. Like,
I know.
I'm not saying
it's incredibly weird that you guys like bait on it all the time. We were kissing on stream like 2 weeks ago.
No, we
on the
weren't.
lips. It's
But kissing on the lips, just a peck, or
Yeah.
So the
And
thing
uncomfortable.
So
It's always uncomfortable. He slaps her ass on stream. Like there's a lot of uncomfortable
Right.
stuff like that.
Okay, so there are cultures, right? For example, the Netherlands, there are parents as well that kiss their kids on the lips, without it being more than that. But
true.
Yeah, I don't know. Of course, I am not the commentator. I have not seen them as much. You are the expert. But yeah, I
You
understand.
gotta watch the Shamu documentary. That has everything.
Okay.
But at your own risk because it's very demonic.
In what way?
Their earlier stuff was even worse.
In what way, demonic?
Just the psychological abuse, abusing the mom. Just it's.
Right.
I don't know. You'd have to watch it. I mean, she literally says, if you aren't connected to your father, go find your father and suck his dick. She also says, I'm in an incestuous relationship with my father. Like, they've said these fucking words with their own mouths. Like, it's.
I'm actually
But
very
they've
interested. I might do that.
deleted all of their old streams, but other people have it compiled.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. You might have to link me.
Why was he jealous when you slept in the bed with me at a hotel?
You're
and he chewed you
reading
out.
that into something.
So you're
He
just
never
gonna
said
lie
he
and
was jealous.
gaslight?
I never said
Oh,
it.
yeah. If
You're
you wanted to
saying
be an
to my
honest human
face.
being,
You're
oh,
saying to my
bro.
face that you're
Here come the
speculating.
tears from baby.
You're being incredibly. That's an incredibly rude thing to say. How can you say we can be friends when you're saying, yeah, I might speculate about
Yeah,
whether
because I
you or
would
your
consider
dad
that you were
fuck each
sexually
other.
abused. I consider you an abuse.
Does she get really defensive like this all the time? Like, she doesn't actually answer the questions, right? She just gets defensive.
Yeah, she's completely just will defend Ben no matter what, you know. And Ben has convinced her that when anyone shows concern like this, it's just sexual, like envy, and like they just have daddy issues. Like he's just warped her in a massive way.
Victim, a sexual and emotional abuse victim.
Well, how can we be friends if you're saying like I'm speculating?
I'm
on whether
speculating
you or
that your dad
fucked?
may have raped
When I-
you. That means that I can be friends with you if you've been raped. I don't care.
See, look at the brother said based Ruby when I said that.
Right, yeah, that's what I was going to mention too. Like, the family also has their own accounts of what's happening, right? And I'm guessing there are family members that are trying to tell the truth or trying
Well,
to...
yeah, they have, but most of them left the internet basically. But there's a lot of old recordings, and there's an interview with John where he literally explicitly says that they have sexual contact. And they just did a 12-hour interview about Ben was talking about how it was like Grace came into bed when she was like 16 and needed her femininity affirmed, and they were in bed and she's just wearing panties and he's next to her, and you know, what do you expect? Like they just allude to it constantly.
Has there been like I'm sure there have been, but like have there been psychiatrists giving their opinion or psychologists giving their opinion about this relationship? Yeah. Okay. I'll have to look that up.
There've been a lot of different analysis of them you can find online, and then, but interestingly, Ben was fired by his court-appointed psychiatrist.
Oh. How does that
I
happen?
mean, I can only imagine how those sessions went.
Yeah. Holy crap. Okay. Oy, oy, oy.
It's such a crazy fucking thing to say to somebody.
Your own
You realize
brother
that,
said
right?
it the last time he was on stream.
Yes, a lot of people have said crazy shit about me.
And you
have
guys
always
are in a
denied-
romantic.
I have
Are you-
always.
It's the defensive, right? She's not directly, mentioning it. She's not actually talking about it. She's just saying, no, that a lot of people say a lot of things. Yeah. Yeah.
in a romantic relationship with your dad?
No. He is my father.
Yeah, and I would probably like do what I did and encourage you to be separate from Ben and stay with me. You're open to it, but now you're not. I will do an honest thing with you, but not like stupid gaslighting. It's low effort.
Ruby, what is gaslighting?
Gaslighting is when you deny the obvious reality and try to manipulate and say that they're the ones not seeing reality when it's actually
true.
you, the projector.
That's true. That's what. That's exactly what
I thought that was
gaslighting
some
is.
old
And
one
it's
she was
actually,
gonna
if you guys
get me
wanna
with.
see-
It was so dumb.
What? Say that again?
She thought she was gonna get me like define gaslighting.
Yeah,
like,
she was actually thinking that you wouldn't explain it correctly.
A lot of examples like gaslighting. You can check out Thorp TV or any of their little
Bleach spin-off channels, whatever. There's plenty of content out there. I don't feel the need to debate reality. It's boring. I would like to participate in reality with you, Grace, and I'm not mad at you.
Yeah,
if
that's
you've
what
been
I'm saying
raped.
too.
I'm not mad if you've
Oh,
been raped
thank
or
you
beat.
so much.
Oh my
I'm just
god.
wondering about the dynamics of your family.
Definitely way healthier than yours somehow. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, I have a loving relationship with my mom, and my dad doesn't hit me or me. It's pretty lit.
Oh man.
Brutal. It's brutal content. Like it's sick. And these people, they make you feel crazy because they're just so,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to explain until you've like seen the content, you know.
I might. It's very interesting stuff, honestly. I can understand 100% where you're coming from by covering these things. It's very interesting and very
Deep rabbit hole.
yeah, I
Deep
can imagine.
rabbit
I can imagine. You end up being associated so heavily because of how much you end up want to talk about it and discussing it and
Mhm.
yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
100%.
and
I get it.
you know, it is what it is. Like people can come to my channel, you know, and see what I'm about. I'm fairly forthcoming, and I do a lot of content that's not Thorpe related. Like I do vlogging almost every day. Talk about my methadone recovery. Talk about philosophy, spirituality. And I just put out like another video essay. I've been getting back into writing again on my Substack. So yeah, if you want to check that out. Trying not to just be only this dark content because it doesn't it's not healthy to even like document.
I think it's very dark stuff is positive when you are on the other side, right? Like for example, you right now when you say that you have this really interesting video that you titled "How I Quit Fentanyl Without Rehab," and all that stuff. So yeah, it is positive when you talk about dark stuff because there's always a way out, right?
Yeah,
And that would be the
that's what I
positive
want
message
people to
of
know.
everything. Absolutely.
Yeah, I want people to feel less alone. And I've said this before, but like a big driver for me online is just like I have had so many low moments in my life and really turned to the internet, YouTube, watching a video when I was in the midst of my addiction and it felt like I couldn't get my way out. It helps so much to see other people who've gotten through that because it feels impossible and you need to see other people doing it and I'm not a perfect example of anything but objectively you know my life's in a more positive direction than it was for sure.
I think one of the amazing things that you are doing is owning your mistakes because I think it's so incredibly powerful to be able to say, I did this and it was rough and I am on the other side now, you know? It's so powerful to be able to say that you made those mistakes. And yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
I used to have
applaud you
like
for that.
more of a thank you. I used to have a more victim like mindset and
Yeah.
just feel like everything in the world was happening to me and I'm
Yeah.
some passive agent, but I've definitely progressed like past that and I try to make it just take accountability. I just feel like the truth, it really does set you free. It's a lot easier. You don't have to keep up with different like versions of things. And it's just,
Yeah.
you know, that's just the better way to go for most people.
100%. Yeah, what you just said. Like, if you start lying and then it's just cut, oh man, you get caught on stuff and then it's so uncomfortable.
Lie to
Just being honest
yourself.
is definitely the best way to do it.
And you can't
100%.
connect authentically with lies. And that's a big driver for me too, is wanting to connect with people about things I've experienced that I don't know if they've experienced. Like I enjoy that, you know?
So I just lost audio. Give me 1 second.
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
did not hear that. Let me see. I'm such a professional streamer. I forgot to charge my headset. 1 second, everyone. But the stream can hear you, by the way. Just not me. There we go.
I'm see what's up in the chat. See Egg Picker. Hey, St. Alma. How are
I can hear you
you?
again. Guys, do you
Nice
have
to
any
see you.
questions for Ruby?
Outstanding. Yeah, any questions? I'm an open book.
What a
Hey,
scrub.
Gamer of the
Hello.
Dam.
Oh,
Gamer
can
of the
we...
Dam is great. He keeps me updated on things. It's awesome.
Nice. Can we have a link in the chat, please, for Ruby's channel? Because we've been talking a lot about the kind of content that she makes, please. Either Azacle or Gamers Asylum, or even anyone just watching. If you can put the link in the chat, that would be amazing. We also have the link in the description section to go and check out Ruby Spacek. someone who is clearly very open about everything, and I love that. I love that. Having the difficult conversations sometimes is a beautiful thing to me.
It really is, and it's like one of the beauties of the internet. There's a lot of darkness, a lot of fighting and disconnection, but if people are proactive about it, you can build a different kind of community and connection with people. And yeah, I find it to be a beautiful thing. And I really appreciate your personality. You seem like just very mature. I thought it was impressive how you handled that, and I'm curious. I've never like watched YouTubers, but it's on my radar, and it's cute. Dude, I don't know. I'm curious. Like, if I want to make a little cartoon like avatar or something like myself. Like, I don't know.
The cool thing that you can do nowadays too is I haven't ventured too much into it, but I have this little octopus. Let me show you. I have this little
Maybe I'll start
octopus.
VTubing like once I like hit the wall. I'm like too old, like, and I'll just cross over. Manji says, did the Thorps act weird off cam? They're exactly the same off cam as on. Constant struggle session, constant psychological and emotional abuse and blurring of normal father-daughter boundaries, constantly explicit sexual conversation between them. He would often bring up Grace's porn habits and like her being addicted to porn, and he let Grace touch his dildo, and there's just very clearly blurred boundaries. So in best case scenario would be an enmeshed, like, emotionally abusive relationship. I don't think it's best case. I think it's worst case scenario, unfortunately. And I think it's gonna end worst case scenario unless something big happens, really.
How does he act around? She has boyfriends once in a while. How does he? No.
She doesn't have anyone. No, no friends, no boyfriends. Just
Sexual
only her and
partners?
Ben. Just her and Ben.
Oh. I guess he wouldn't really allow that even if she wanted, huh?
Yeah, and that's why I thought I could be a friend to her and a way out, and unfortunately she didn't take it and attacked instead, and has chosen to continue going on this downward trajectory, and just it's sad seeing reality crash in on her. I wish she had chosen differently. I wish and I even still I'd offer her to my house as a place to go if she's like in like a life or death, like if Ben's really being too rough with her, my house is a place to go. It's out there for that, not for fucking content. We have to be off stream. But just knowing she has not one other person in the world, I feel some kind of like obligation.
Okay, Gamers
Even though she's a
Asylum
cunt.
has a question. When the Thorpe first came to your apartment and Ben told Grace to leave to leave to start questioning you, what was that like for you? Oh yeah, that sounds intense.
To leave to start questioning me. Third came to your apartment and Ben told Grace to leave her. I mean, I was highly aware of how Ben was. I was disappointed that they were turning on me like that. Like, but he sensed he's could pick up that I was having more issues. I was more uncomfortable, and on that day when she had the facial injury, we went to Burger King and Ben was in the car and I literally was like, I'll get us an Uber, we can escape, we can run away. Like I've tried so many times with this bitch. But yeah, Ben tried to break me for hours over things that I don't really care about, but he just thinks everyone is a reductive stereotype. I was just more bothered that they were trying to burn me for no reason. I was like, I really like okay, but
Did you feel stuck during those 7 hours? Was it like like because you did not want to have that conversation for 7 hours? Was that not a chance for you
they
to
said they were
leave?
gonna come over and help me clean my apartment. So I just want to, they would do stuff like that and just pull the rug out from under you to try to get a reaction because they have no empathy. So everything is on the table, try to get any kind of reaction, and nothing's off limits. But I don't know. Yeah, he tried really hard to get me to freak out, and I didn't give him the reaction he wanted, and that's why they came back the next day and I disassociated because why the fuck would I want to be around that?
There's another question in the chat. Ruby, you've owned all of your past mistakes, and it's great to see you thriving. What is next for you? Do you have any big plans?
Well, I'm so focused on YouTube right now, and probably my next big thing will be going to Austin for a trip to see Princess, who's a streamer I've collaborated with before. And yeah, there's always big things in store. I do want to go back and finish my degree. And, I'm just really happy where I'm at though. So I'm just gonna keep, slowly going off methadone and trying to rebuild my life back and, catch up with everyone else, because I'm 35. So it's like I mean, it's like I don't regret like being a musician, but it's not a lucrative industry, like unless you're very popular and like I didn't play in that a lucrative style of music, so I don't know. Anyways,
I
but
gotcha.
yeah.
Let's see. I missed the first half of the interview. But was there any real origin to you and Grace falling out?
Yeah, we kind of just went over that, and I had been increasingly uncomfortable collaborating with them, and they were really pushy. They would just show up at my house. They were really like just showing up a lot, pushing boundaries. And I was wanting to distance myself, and I think Ben caught on to that and did his best to try to like psychologically torture me in my house. When they said they were going to come help me clean up, they instead said, "Look how messy your house is. You'll never be a good mother," and like, "Oh, you're not going to procreate," and like just really trying to go in on that when I don't know if I want kids in the first place. I've been ambivalent about it, like, and I'm on methadone, so I can't right now anyway. But uh, yeah, it was then, and then when they came back it was when I saw Grace defending Ben too, and just lying to my face with her eyes just looked dead, and I just knew there was no reaching her. I had done
Yeah.
everything I could do in that moment, so I marched off the porch and yelled at Ben on my way out.
It sounds so emotionally draining too, experiencing this, specifically Ben. Holy crap, so draining.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
that's brutal.
Even the Bible says the father-daughter incest is strictly forbidden. I'm not, yeah.
The
What?
fact that they claim to be Catholic too is just ridiculous. They cheer on for me to relapse all the time and just have said just wicked things about my family.
Right. Do you feel like at some point when you were close, did you feel like they were trying to suck you into their lifestyle?
Yeah, in a way. I don't know. Since I've learned more about the situation, I think they thought I was kind of similar to Courtney, and I almost feel like Ben wanted to use me to taunt her. Like, like we would always make jokes about like stepmom, and that's like obvious. I'm hanging out with a father and daughter, and I'm a little older than her. Like,
Courtney is
but they weren't.
I'm guessing, is that the mother?
Courtney's the mother,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
the mother. And the mom got away and filed a restraining order so that Ben couldn't brainwash and molest the other kid, the other younger daughter. But so his mission in life is to destroy her. Grace is just like a weapon for that. So, I don't
So intense. So intense.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So tomorrow you are doing an episode. What is it
Yeah,
about?
Sunday. So tomorrow I'm gonna be covering the lawsuit threats to me from the Thorps and the Destiny lawsuit. Also be covering the latest with Becky. I mean, I guess there's not much to even cover there, but the continued fallout and her being MIA. And also Darius IRL and Xena and Murkoff the Perk got in a fight. I don't know, the regular drama stuff, but the real selling point is the pet segment where we're gonna get all of the community pets on stage. I already have been collecting pictures, so if anyone wants their pet to be a star tomorrow, send me the picture and I'll put it in for a pet segment. I think it's gonna be really cute.
I love it. I also wanted to mention, you know, the little octopus between my boobs. This would be something that you could do with your hamster. So you were talking about, maybe getting like a little model or whatever, right? Instead of making one for yourself, because you are so authentic at yourself, right? You don't want to hide yourself behind a model. Maybe you could make one for your hamster. And there's just like, there's all kinds of programs that, you know.
Dude, you need to link me because
100%. I think that'd be so cute. If you wanted to venture into that, that would be the way to go, I would say.
I've already been like, talk. If people want Cinnamon to have his own channel, like he's a star.
I
He's
love
like
it.
a very tame, very friendly hamster, so he's just really cute. And
Yeah.
he's been pulling in the views. I'm surprised.
I love it. I love it. I think that's what you should do. Make it center stage.
Truly, truly. I mean, and he's helped me get out of like the Thorp hyperfixation a bit. I'm doing content like pet content, so I'm
Yeah.
all over the place on my channel, but we try to just have like a community of people who have similar values, but also maybe some darker side or have overcome things in their life. And generally, like I do have a very supportive, open Discord, and it's not like Grace's Discord at all, um, or like any. I don't know. It's not. Keemstar's like lied about it. He's monitored my Discord, but there's no doxing or anything like that happens, or people get kicked out immediately.
Yeah, I gotcha. I really enjoyed this interview, Ruby. I thank you so much for coming. Also, if you ever want me on, I will be gladly also like doing something with you over on your channel.
Absolutely, yeah. I would love to have you call in Celebrity Sunday sometime. If you're free tomorrow, but no pressure. That is like in the very near future. But any Sunday, I do the show. Feel free to call on, or we'll set something up. Do our own little interview on my channel. I
That
think it'd be
sounds
super
perfect.
fun.
You're super easy to talk to. I loved it. It was so good. Thank you.
So are you. So are you. And I think my audience would really like you for sure. I think they'd really like you.
Thank you so much, Ruby. I'll see
Yeah,
you
thank you so much
soon.
for having me on. Yeah, I'll be in touch.
Let's see. Put this away. Oh man, those audio issues at the end, right, guys? Holy crap! Did not like that. I had to change to my speakers. Ruby's hot. She is a beautiful woman. She really is. 100%. That was great. I hope you guys had fun as well. We did discuss some darker topics, but I really enjoyed getting to know Ruby. The whole Grace Thorp association, I 100% get it now more than ever before. Absolutely. You guys are so sweet. Thank you. Well done with the intervention. Holy crap. Intervention. Oh no, I mean whoopsie. I mean interview. No, I could never. You guys have been great. The one thing that I noticed, something that I said last week as well, is that I noticed that when I'm interviewing someone, it's so hard to look at chat, right? Because the moment I look at chat to read a comment, I'm not listening to what the person is saying, right? So it was really hard for me to keep track of what you guys were saying. I did try to glance over every once in a while, but it's very hard to manage. Very likely next weekend we're going to be doing a more chill session. We're going to talk about something that maybe happened throughout the week, maybe Lolcow related, maybe something like that. But I'm not going to bring anyone in so that I can look at chat more often and have a chill chat with you guys. You guys are going to be the ones that I'm talking to as opposed to someone that I'm interviewing. All right. But Ruby, you did absolutely great. I loved it. I hope so. Man, we had some new people in here today as well. I know that I got some follows. It's hard to address anyone that has followed because I have my my alerts a little bit messed up right now. But thank you everyone who wanted to support today. Thank you for everyone for coming over, following the channel, watching my videos. This is actually my, my third stream on my own channel. I believe that after today, there is a possibility that I can put in the application to be monetized here on YouTube. So who knows? Maybe, probably not next weekend, but who knows? Maybe at some point soon we get to be monetized over here, which would be amazing. Yeah, I would love that. Can I ask a question? Sure. What's up? If you guys have any questions, do let me know. I am on the way out, but if you guys have any questions, you should call in on Lolcow Live sometime. No, dude, you know Keemstar's opinion about VTubers. It's not happening. It's not happening. Although, honestly, the thing about that, the more Keemstar hates VTubers, the more he should want a VTuber on his network. Perhaps not me, but I honestly think that he should do it because it's challenging that mentality, right? He usually likes, like, for example, when he had that idea with the frenemies with Becky, right? That's exactly the sort of stuff that he should be looking for. People that he hates, things that he wants to challenge. That's exactly the kind of content that he should be bringing in instead of just things that he likes and enjoys. Yeah, he doesn't dislike me. Definitely not. I've definitely noticed that he doesn't dislike me anyway. It's just the VTuber thing that he doesn't like, 100%. I appreciate you guys. Hey, Mystery Man. What did Detective's question come in? Might have missed it. Just wondering, someone showed you are a man. No hate, I am 100% a man. Oh man, I'm gonna keep that around, man. I'm gonna keep that around. I'm gonna be using that. It's the same clip over and over too. And we're gonna keep getting people with it too. I love it. It's just great. Oh man. Guys, remember, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter if I'm really a woman. It doesn't matter if I'm really a man. It doesn't matter how big or small I am or how old or young. It doesn't matter. You gotta be there for the people, for the content, for the interesting things that are happening. Who cares who's behind the model, right? I know there's a curiosity and a mystery around it, but that also kind of makes it fun, doesn't it? But who I really am or what I really look like, it shouldn't matter. You guys are funny though. I mean, can we get videos of a few of us for the lows? Yo, anyone who's willing to do a video like that for me, do it. And I'll just randomize them. That is such a good idea. Every time that I trigger it, it'll be random from the other guys in the community. That would be so funny. Today I'm Drubert. Tomorrow I am, you know, someone else. That is hilarious. I would love to do that. Please don't show your real face again. Shut up. You shut up. Back in the day, people had audio only on radio. Exactly. Imagine if iVixey was actually Becky with a voice changer. Honestly, that was one of the things that one of the theories people were putting out there. When I started streaming on the BBU, people were saying, oh, is iVixey really Becky with a model? But honestly, I don't think anyone could say that nowadays after... You know, we're just so different. Like the way that we talk, the way that we interact, the way that we, you know, anything really. I don't think anyone could think that anymore. I'm sorry. I'm Sazo. I am Sazo. Maybe I can get Sazo to do a video too. The kawaii stuff is deceptive. For one thing, you don't add S's to random words. The thing that I do is I like to turn everything into a diminutive. So I think I say I go stream Z's, I'm gonna go walk Z's, I'm gonna go, you know, everything is a Z's in my life. I like make everything small. I would pay my people. Holy crap. Oh man. I'm not a serious businesswoman. I really am not. I am not. I would never say that. The Netherlander. I do spread for sushi. Holy crap! I know, right? Let me get my sign, because I know you guys were saying that earlier, but my model wasn't positioned in a way that I could do it. But I think I can do it now. I can hold the sign for you guys. There you go. There you go. I do have a new sign to make. This one's actually going to be retired. I won't be bringing it back too much more, alright? So, say your goodbyes to the sign. I'll have a new one soon. What are you spreading for sushi? The chopsticks, obviously. Obviously, I'm talking about the chopsticks. Come on, guys. You gotta spread the chopsticks to pick up the sushi. Come on now. Oh, Lord. You guys are great. Oh my gosh. I appreciate everyone's support so much. These episodes are going a different direction now that I have full control over the content now. I love talking to these very interesting people. Like Ruby was super chill. Roxy was great as well last time. And I'm going to be bringing in people once in a while, but hopefully next week I'll make it a bit more chill. I'm not going to bring anyone in, but we're definitely still doing our drama talks anyway, all right? I can buy sushi. Wait there. You want me to spread my chopsticks for the occasion? All right, guys. I just want to mention that I am heading out because every time that I do these episodes at 8 p.m. EST on the Saturday, I usually do community night with my community, and this has been going on for years now. So I don't want to miss out on that. I am heading out, going on the Discord now, and hanging out with my community. Everyone is super welcome, by the way. You should be able to find the Discord in my links on my YouTube profile. If anyone wants to come and hang out, most likely tonight we're going to be playing some Battlefield 6 beta, because it is a beta weekend for Battlefield 6, big game coming out. And I'm going to try to get into that. And if anyone is interested, even for just some company, you guys are always welcome to join the voice chats. If you guys are familiar with the whole LCU thing, you might think that we organize our Discord in a way that is, you know, very exclusive for people who pay, but it's not. That's not how we roll. Everyone has free access to the Discord and free access to all the voice chats to hang out with the community members. You do not have to pay a cent, all right? So you guys are very welcome, all of you, all right? No, I know, but like, yeah, I don't know. I get it. For them, it works, right? Because when you have so many people watching your content, you have to sort of filter them somehow. And if you make the Discord exclusive, people will pay that extra tier to get in. And I guess it makes sense. It makes sense. My Discord's free too. There you go. Ruby is inviting you guys to the Discord as well, to her Discord, where everything is limited spots though. No, Sazo. So the thing the cool thing about Battlefield is that you can organize yourself in squads. So even if you are limited to a number of people in a squad, you can always join another squad with the rest. So we'll see. I haven't been able to get into the game, so that will be our first hurdle. All right, guys, that's going to be it. Thank you so much for making it here. I hope that I can count on you guys again for next weekend at 6 p.m. EST again. And I'll see you until then. And if you happen to be into the gaming content as well, I do that throughout the week. I'm actually always been more of a gaming creator. I'm branching out, but only on Saturdays at the moment. So if you want to hang out on the Twitch, that's where I do my gaming stuff. We're doing all kinds of games like the Altars and now Battlefield 6 maybe, and Fragpunk is one of my favorites at the moment, so yeah. Oh yeah, you can also, yeah, the link in the chat is very helpful for the Discord. Thank you again for making it here. I'll see you guys next weekend. Bye everyone! Bye! Bye!